Chow. I'm here with Lab 4, trying to do concatenation and types. So Java being a strongly typed language, you're going to find some cases where these operators are overloaded. We're going to have some cases in here where we're working with strings and using the concatenation operator, the plus sign. In normal numerical operations, this is the addition sign. And in here, we're going to be using it for a concatenation, which is joining of two strings or adding one string to another string. So one of the primary uses here in this part 1 of the concatenation in Java section here of the lab is going to show you that what we're going to show you here is that you can actually use this to fix that check style issue of stuff showing up on the wrong line or over 80 characters on a line. So you can print this over here, but that's not going to break the line. What you need to do is this piece here, adding in the double quotes, a plus sign on the next line, indented 4 characters in over here, as you're noticing, and then adding another double quote, and finally closing the double quote, and then closing the statement. So, give you an example of this with this types.java. We'll download the linked file to our desktop. And we'll go here, save it. And I'm going to go ahead and open this in JGrasp. All right. So, first thing we'll notice here is an import statement for the scanner utility. It's java.util.scanner. This needs to be above everything else in the file. Then you're going to start your class javadoc here for the class types. And you're going to give the description, your author name, and then the day's date. So we'll go 1-29-2020. And over here we would have this main method description and maybe give a summary of what we learned for the day. Over here we've got our declarations for our variables. This is an int num1, which is going to make a place for num1. If we were to draw a memory stack diagram of this, we would go main, create a section here for main, then we'd come into here and we'd have a num1, and this would be declared like that. We'd have num2 declared as such. We'll have val1 declared as such, and val2 declared as such. Then we're going to have a scanner object called input, and this is actually going to be a reference type, so we're going to create a pointer here, the arrow in there. We'll also have a text, which is a string type, so we'll create another pointer type here. And this is going to point to another space here. So this is what our memory stack diagram would look like at this point. If we were to look at the initial memory stack diagram at line 25, this is what that would look like. We'd have this main box here for the main method. These are the variables we're declaring in main: num1, num2, val1, val2, input, and text. So now we have line 27, num2 equals 50. So this would change our memory stack diagram to add here, and then val2 equals 172.5. So we'd add that in there. Then we're going to create input from a new scanner object. So we're going to declare a new scanner object, then put that in there. So this input one, and let's say we're inputting the number 5 in there. So we're going to get that number 5. Then we're going to down here inside of line 33, we're going to say num1 equals that same 5. So this is what the memory stack diagram at line 33 is going to look like. So and or in this case, this is going to be the final memory stack diagram because we're not doing anything with text in this program yet. So that's the memory stack diagram that we'd expect to see at line 33, after line 33. If you did it before line 33, you would want it to have that in there. If you did it at, say, line 32, where we're entering the number in, after line 32, maybe we entered a 5 in there, and that's what's going to get added into here. All right, so let's go into the actual lab and see what we need to do here. Read through the program, noticing that new features, the scanner, be using that. Then we're echoing the output from the scanner. Okay. So we'll duplicate the lines at the end of the program and alter them to read value into val1 here. Okay, but first let's go ahead and compile and run this thing. So if we compile this and run it through check style, everything is passing both of those. Then we run it and we say enter number 5. The number you entered is 5 is what we get as output. So that's all running great. Now we want to, in the second part of this lab, over here, step 4, duplicate the 4 lines for reading a double into val1. So in order to do that, we'll read a double number in here, and we'll go val1 equals next double. The double number you entered is val1. All right, we'll save that, compile, check style, and we'll run it, and we'll go 5, and then we'll go 5.0, and that's going to give us the 2 differences over there, and exit. All right. So now we've got the next section we're going to go into here. Duplicate the last 4 lines to read the text value. So we're going to read something into text. So we'll do that same thing we were doing before. We're going to read and echo some text. Enter some text. Entered is, then we're going to have text here equals input.next line in this case instead of next double. We'll transfer that there, compile that, we'll run check style on this. Everything's still good, so we'll run this, we'll enter 5, 6.5, and then all of a sudden at the bottom here, instead of actually allowing us to enter the text, it just skipped over here. Well, what we're seeing here is the scanner bug that's talked about in the text in chapter 3. So if you want to fix that, we're going to have to come in here, and we're noting down here, this scanner does not read a new line character that you typed by pressing enter. If you want to read the next line of text, you may need to call next line twice. The first call reads the new line after the number, and the second call reads the next line of text. So that's what we're trying to resolve there. So what we'll do in here is after we've read our double, we'll do a input.next line, and that'll clear the line after this, and we'll say clear the input line after reading numbers. That'll explain that. We can compile it. We'll run it now. We'll go 5, 6.5, and we'll go some text. And that's going to fix all of that. So that's how you fix the scanner bug issue, and also how you can complete this particular lab.